Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Plaggemier, the Executive Director of the National Cybersecurity Alliance. You know, people of all ages fall victim to scams. We might feel ashamed and not want to tell anybody about it, even though we're the victims. Well, today we're going to remove some of that stigma. If there's one person I know who's brave enough to talk about it, it's my mom, Janet. So please enjoy this episode of Mom Don't Click That. This interview is from the rarely opened NCA video archives, so eagle-eyed viewers might notice some subtle differences in my hair length, and I have a few more gray hair. Enjoy.
Thousands of people fall for cyber scams every day, and many are afraid to admit it happened to them. But we found one group brave enough to tell their stories: our parents. They learned the hard way, so you don't have to. This is Mom Don't Click That. Welcome back to Mom Don't Click That. This is a show where I talk to tech professionals and their parents and talk about the world of cybersecurity, and we find some stories of deviousness lying out there on the internet. Today, I have two fabulous guests for me. Janet, you are here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, born and raised in Cleveland, moved away to Michigan, where Lisa was born, and
Mom, I was born in Ohio.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, a lot of stuff already.
That's okay.
Came back 50 years later. We're in a retirement community. I used to be an interior designer many, many years ago, and we're very happy here. We've got a lot of friends, and it's the perfect place to live.
So you have a story for us. Where should we start with the story, Janet?
I bought a computer, a brand new one, and was really unfamiliar. Never took a lesson, never took anything that would tell me how to work it. I got something mixed up. I pushed the wrong button or did something that I didn't know about. All the language was so foreign to us. It
Right.
wasn't in normal terms. So I wanted to call for support. So I got on the internet, knew how to do that. Got on the internet and looked for, well, the first line said support. My problem was I didn't see the small print underneath
Right.
that says where it's going. I didn't know. So it did have an 800 number to it. So I thought, oh, that's my best bet because I can explain what my problem is better than I can typing it out. So I got a young lady over the phone. I talked to her. It didn't sound like, and I kept saying to her, is this? And she said, yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is definitely, you're in the right place. So I explained the problem, and I tried to do it myself with her telling me what to do, and it wasn't working out. She asked me, well, if you can let me in, I can do it for you. And I didn't know about not letting anybody in then. That was foreign too. So I said, yeah, okay. So then I thought she was finished, and she said, well, now if you want me to fix this, we charge $150. And I said, what? And she just said, well, that's what it costs for customer service. That's what charges. And I said, that's just too much money. I better look into this or something. And then she said, oh, we'll do it for 125. The price came down. I got a sale. And so I said, well, all right, because she said it was for a year. So it was fixed. And I didn't think about it for a while until I got the bill, and it didn't say.
I think at that point I was home visiting and helping you sort through some finances, and I saw this reoccurring charge month after month and started asking, like, Mom, what was this?
Did it come to you was it a surprise to you to see this thing that you're working on and you're researching at work, to see it show up in your mom's life like that?
No, because, well, for the reasons that she outlined, right? She's an older person trying to adjust to brand new technology. And then I know her personality type. She hasn't seen a pop-up that she doesn't love. Like she loves to click
I'll
on
try
stuff.
anything.
She'll try anything. Exactly.
Were you surprised, Janet, that it was a possibility that this, if you reached out for help from a reputable company, you would end up getting something else?
Oh, I kept asking about, is this, I knew enough to keep asking, but she kept reassuring me.
I guess if somebody's already a criminal, they can just keep lying to your face the whole time.
Oh, yeah, but the internet was new and I thought everybody's honest. I had no idea.
I wish you'd have felt that way about me when I was in high school.
I mean, yeah. This is one thing about this whole series that's like a little bit sad that you have such a great attitude about life and then you assume everyone is honest. And I hate to be part of telling you that that's not true, but unfortunately it's not been our experience.
Well, is a perfect candidate for bad guys to pretend to be. Bad guys spend a lot of time pretending to be other companies all the time. The problem is, and the FBI will say the same thing, as fast as you move against them, they just set up shop someplace else, right? They just pop up. It's a game of whack-a-mole. Even if the companies do everything they can, the consumer at the end of the day still has a responsibility to do some basic due diligence, right? Like one of the things that my mom said was that she didn't know how to tell if where that URL was going to take her. She didn't know how to tell what was a safe URL. And that can be super confusing. That can be really hard.
How do you figure out which URL is legitimate?
Yeah, it helps to know what the actual URL is of the company. One of the things that she didn't do was go to .com and then try to navigate to some kind of support page or support phone number.
We're going to directly to the website if we can. Lisa, what else is there? How else do you stay on the alert for this?
I think the other red flag was that she let somebody remote in to her machine, right? That took her that took action on her part. And in all the years that, I'm obviously younger than my mom, but in all the years that I've owned various computers, it's only ever been my company tech support that I've allowed to remote into my company laptop. It should be an incredibly rare, seldom thing.
Right.
One of the ways to make sure that you're talking to who you think you're talking to is, go directly to their website, call the number. If somebody calls you unsolicited, that's a giant red flag, right? If somebody would have called my mom and said, "Hi, we're tech support, can we remote your machine?" like that, that's a big no-no. We'll never do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the times I've gotten tech support on various items. The other thing, I've never had anyone want to remote in, but I've also never had a company that I called with a product say, "Here is our monthly service charge to help you with this."
Right.
If it was out of warranty or something, I could understand that, but no one sets up like, "Here's our monthly fee just to tell you the answer to your question." Is that also a red flag, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's probably some companies out there that do have a monthly service fee for some sort of, support. I'm not familiar enough with like Geek Squad and some of those companies that provide that kind of support. But to actually say, "Oh, I found your problem. Now can I have your credit card to fix it?" That's really kind of that is another red flag that you're not dealing with a reputable company.
You can buy support.
You can buy like an advanced version of support?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you buy it and it lasts for like 4 years.
Right. Okay.
But
So
you have to sign. And again, if you wanted that, you would go straight to the website, right? You would sign up.
Yeah. I bought it when I bought the computer, the new computer. I bought it then at the store.
So did you not put that together? The fact that you bought that, or is that more recent that you bought that? The Dell
That's
support?
more recent. When I bought this, I bought a new computer.
And did you do that because of the experience you've been through? Because you would have more peace of mind with that?
Yeah, and I want to know that I can have them solve any problem that I get myself into. I think a lot of the problem, at least that when I've talked to some of the older people here, the computer doesn't come with a booklet like we used to get when we bought a toaster. there's nothing that tells you anything. It tells you to go into the web or
Right.
into their website to ask questions. And you don't know how to ask your question because you don't know the terms.
One of the other red flags too was that the person that mom was talking to that was claiming to be from was so pushy about it, was so forceful, was so, like was able to convince her. And a legitimate company, a respectable company, isn't gonna sort of take that tone of voice with you in most cases.
Yeah.
That was kind of if you think about how they said, well, if you give us your credit card, we'll fix your problem. That's pretty threatening.
And that's one of the things that maybe, like, even though you don't have a ton of experience with computers, Janet, you could just tell this didn't sound like a legitimate sales call right now.
Right. I have to have this new computer sent to me in replacement. In order to get it sent, I had to repay for it. And he wouldn't take a credit card, which was fine. But he told me to go to Target or the drugstore or whoever, wherever, and buy a card for $300 and another one for $400. And then I was supposed to read those numbers off to him.
No.
No.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Mom, seriously?